What's up everyone, my name is Marie, welcome to my channel and welcome to another speed build. So for today's video, I'm actually very excited about this one because this is a base game only build and also the very first build for a base game only save file that I have decided to start working on. So that's actually what I am doing for this video. So the very first build I'm tackling for my future base game only save file that I will talk about a little bit more in just a minute is actually for the Spencer Kim Lewis household. This is the build that I have never actually dared to touch. Their house by default is this modern contemporary house that is just, you know, it's lovely, but it's a little bit out there and there's nothing wrong with that. It's basically this like glass box that has a lot of weird like angles and diagonals going on, and it is an EA build, so you just know that it's pretty empty and that it just needs some love. And I was going to try to renovate that, and then I was looking at it and I was like, you know what? No, I'm just gonna bulldoze it and I am going to build something completely new and different for the Spencer Kim Lewis household. So that's essentially what I'm doing right now. As you can see, I am just playing around with the shape, adding boxes and add-ons and making it look like very contemporary and modern. I will say I don't feel the most confident building in this style. I am very happy with how this build came out, but I just don't feel confident building in this style. It's not something that I'm very familiar with. It isn't something that I personally really like, though I do always like how it looks like in The Sims with all the boxes and add-ons and just little just angles everywhere. I don't know. Whenever I build something like this, or when other people build something like this, I always really like how it looks in the game because I feel like it just looks very cartoony, and it's just a style that really kind of works with the, like, I guess the art style for this game or something. I'm not exactly sure how to explain what I mean by that, but I just feel like it somehow works. And so yeah, I was having a pretty good time just adding boxes and just like concrete, almost columns to the corners. As you can see, I'm not really sure how to explain it, but you can see that like the inner part, I just turned that into like a wood wallpaper, and then those columns, I guess, on the corners, I turned those into a white brick. And I was just kind of playing around with different textures and contrasts and shapes and platforms for the roof to create different heights. I will say I'm so glad that we have platforms in the game for builds like this because it literally saves it. It's so nice to be able to work with platforms for roofs to make it look more interesting and create more like different heights, stuff like that. So that is something that really helped me out with this. And here you can see I was just playing around, adding in a little fountain. It was definitely giving me some problems. I did end up with a fountain in the front yard, so I'm actually pretty excited about that. It didn't end up looking like this though. I did change it, but yeah, for the rest, this house, it's just very modern, very contemporary. I try to stay true to the glass box that they basically lived in before this. So I did put in a lot of very large windows. It's not as window heavy as the previous house, I want to say, but I still ended up using a lot of large windows, and it was so refreshing to build this with only base game. I was struggling, but I had a lot of fun with that struggle, if that makes sense. And also, since this type of build is already just kind of overwhelming to me to begin with, it was nice to just be building with the base game installed so that I wasn't feeling also overwhelmed with the amount of choices for like basically everything, like wallpapers, doors, windows, stuff like that. So that was actually pretty nice. So for the exterior, it was a blessing to be only building with the base game, but for the interior, oh my God, that is when the struggle started when it comes to like feeling limited in the options. Again, I feel like I ended up making it work, but yeah, I was definitely struggling. I did repeat some furniture pieces because with just the base game and also going for a style that's so specific, you're only gonna have so many options to choose from for each like furniture item that you want to place down. So, you know, I definitely repeated some items throughout the house, but I feel like it still has personality. I feel like it still looks pretty lived in. So yeah, I'm overall just very happy with how this build came together. It definitely took me a minute to build this. And as you can see, I also put a shed in the back, but it actually turned into like a full-on tiny home in the back, and that's where grandma lives. So, well, she lives in the house too, but her bedroom is in the shed, so she gets her own little private grandma suite in the back. I want to say there's also some activities in there, like there's a bar, there is a game table, they can just hang out there. There's a stereo, I think, in there, so it's like a grandma's party shed, I guess I could call it almost. She's living it up in there. And then grandpa is also part of this household, and grandpa has a bedroom in the house. So as I already explained, this is for the Spencer Kim Lewis household, which is a Townie household in Willow Creek. Obviously, as you can see, I am building this on the lot that their house is on by default as well. So it's the same lot, just a different house, same people. And also what I want to just point out is that I didn't cheat for money for this build at all. These people are so incredibly rich. I don't know where these Sims got their money from, because none of them have jobs. I don't know. I started a brand new save file, or yeah, I guess I did. I started a brand new save file in order to like work on this base game only save file. And I loaded into this family and I was like, these people are rich. I wonder why. And I looked at their jobs. They don't have any. None of these people have jobs. I don't know where they got their money from. I did fix that because I also gave the family a little makeover. I will show you that at the end of the video when we do a tour of the build, and I'll just kind of show you the family hanging out like in the front as well. I'll just show you. It's not a mind-blowing makeover. They still look kind of the same. I just helped them out a little bit, you know. I swapped out their outfits. I gave them some likes and dislikes. I helped out the genetics a little bit here and there. I gave them jobs, stuff like that. So that's kind of what I did to make it a little bit more complete and like a household that maybe it'd be fun to actually play with them as well. I think that would actually be kind of fun. I am not one of those simmers that knows everything about all the townies at all. I don't really tend to build a lot for townies either. I don't know what it is with that. It's not something that I am drawn to do. I don't know why, like I said, but for this save file, I am of course going to do that. I am going to keep all the original townies and give them makeovers and also give them new houses. So that's what I'm planning on doing. And like I said, this was the first household and also build that I did for that save file. And since it is going to be a base game only save file, I feel like it won't even take me that long to finish the save file. I mean, I'm saying that now, watch it take me like a year to get this done. But I feel like since it's going to be base game only to begin with, it's going to be pretty easy is not the right word, but it's the one that comes to mind. It's just less overwhelming, I think, to just do a base game only save file, because I have started an actual save file using unlimited packs before. I think I started that like 2 years ago at this point, and every now and then I add something to it. I just never actually released that save file because it is far from done, but I do use it myself whenever I start a new legacy or like gameplay or whatever. I do always use that save file myself because it does have some really cute like families and stuff like that in it, but it's just not limited packs, so it uses every pack. And I was feeling inspired to work on a save file that would be easy to download for everyone, so hence a base game only save file. So to begin with, I'm going to just do the base game worlds and townies and then release it. And then over time, I will add on to it with limited pack worlds or like add-ons, I guess. I'll also start to make over all the other worlds using just base game and the one pack that the world came with, if that makes sense. So that whoever you are, whatever packs you have, you will always be able to download this save file and it'll be complete for you. That's something that I have been wanting to do for a long time, and I finally got started on it, and I'm actually having so much fun. I was so lucky in the sense that I actually already did makeovers for all the Willow Creek community lots, except from the park. I have to do the park still. But I actually once did makeovers for that save file that I was talking about, the unlimited pack save file. I did makeovers or redos for the community lots in Willow Creek. So I was actually able to place those down and just go through and replace everything with just base game stuff. But like the entire exterior would still, like, it held up actually, because I used mostly just base game for the exteriors anyway to like make it fit in with Willow Creek, you know? So that was nice. So that's definitely going to save me some time. I also already did a makeover for the Goths family's home. That was not limited pack either, but I just plonked it into this world, and then I'm going to go through and basically redo it just quickly, swapping out stuff and making sure that it's just the base game. But that's definitely going to save me some time. And then I'm, of course, also going to fill up all of Newcrest, and I'm going to redo all of Oasis Springs. So it's definitely still a little bit that I have to do. But, you know, I feel like Willow Creek, I mean, Newcrest will probably be the most time consuming, so maybe I'll release the save file before I am completely done with Newcrest, because that's definitely a few lots, you know, and also a couple that are very, very big. And then of course some small ones as well. And then I'll also make sure to put in enough starter homes so you can move in, maybe like an empty lot here and there for if you want to do your own building, you know, that sort of a thing. But overall, I'm very excited about this project, and this is the very first build that I actually did. As you can see, I'm just talking over what's happening, but I'm working on all the landscaping, and I wasn't gonna make this landscaping too lush because I felt like it would look good to make it look very manicured for like a modern contemporary house like this. But then I got started, and me being the person that I am, I just love the lush landscaping and placing down all the beautiful plants and flowers. So that's kind of what I ended up doing anyway. And I actually really ended up loving the contrast of the very angular, modern contemporary build, but then the beautiful green patches with the lush plants and colorful flowers in them. So I actually really ended up liking how that looked and like the contrast that it sort of created. And I was definitely struggling with the backyard. I wasn't sure what to do with it. We do have a huge pool, and then this lot is actually pretty big, and I usually shy away from larger builds like this, especially in this style, because it's just overwhelming and difficult for me to get started on. But I actually am very happy with how the backyard turned out. We have this very big like terrace situation around the pool, where I actually also ended up placing a hot tub in the corner, so that's nice. I also ended up cutting away some of the like stones, like the pathway that I placed down, in order to put down a like monkey jungle thingy, like play equipment for the kid in the backyard. The original house also had a pretty spacious gardening area, so I made sure to keep that as well. We definitely have an area on the side there where I ended up placing down a lot of planters and stuff like that, and I filled them up with some trees and like I think cherry trees, apple trees, something like that. And then we have some planters for other crops as well, so that's actually pretty cute. And then just a bunch of landscaping here. As you can see, I was definitely taking my time with this. I did build this over on Twitch, by the way, which I think I'm actually planning on doing most of these builds over on Twitch. Maybe I'll do a couple of the Newcrest builds by myself still, because it's definitely going to take some time, and if I'm gonna wait till stream to build all those houses, then I feel like it's definitely gonna take a while. But like I said, I'm just kind of like brainstorming with you as I'm talking about this. I did do a unlimited pack speed build where I actually filled up most of Newcrest. I think pretty much all the lots except for one that is still empty. So I think I can definitely go through and reuse those families and builds for the most part, and just redo them and turn them into base game only builds. I feel like that's definitely going to save me some time, especially I built one like mansion on one of the very big lots in Newcrest. So maybe I can that's definitely not base game only though. So it's definitely gonna almost be as much work as just building a completely new home that's just base game, because that usually doesn't take as long. That versus going through my unlimited build mansion and like redoing everything. I feel like maybe that'll take even longer, but I'm not exactly sure. But I feel like I can definitely reuse some of those families. So that's definitely going to take me some time, or save me some time, I should say. I'm not the biggest Cass simmer. I have been really enjoying it more lately. But I do feel that I actually realized that when I was doing the makeover for this Spencer Kim Lewis household, I actually really enjoy doing the makeovers for some reason. And then also just the base game. Base game makes it very limited, especially in Create a Sim, because we do not have a lot of base game cast that's really great looking. You know what I mean? It's already a struggle with build buy, but I feel like Cass is even more of a challenge. But yeah, for me personally, especially with Cass, I just feel overwhelmed very fast because I'm just not great at it. I do enjoy it, but I'm not great at it. So with just the base game, it's definitely less limited, just like with building, I guess. And I really like doing the makeovers, just, you know, helping out the genetics a little bit, giving the Sims some love, just helping them out. You know, it's something I really, really enjoy, I found. So I think the next build that I'm going to do for this save file is the BFF household, also here in Willow Creek. It's a family or a household of 3 besties, 2 girls and a guy, and I actually already did their makeovers, and I changed up their storyline. I think I'm going to change up storylines for a couple of the Townies. I feel like Eliza and Bob Pancakes need a little bit of a different storyline. Maybe they're no longer together, or maybe they are together and they actually are doing really well. Maybe they have a kid or 2, like something like that. I think that would be fun. And then also for the land grabs, I feel like I have to do something with them. I'm not exactly sure what, but I feel like I have to change or evolve their storyline a little bit. And I did that with the BFF's household as well. I actually want to still have them live on the same lot, but I think I want to build 2 separate houses so that the girls are going to live together, because in my, I guess, evolved storyline for them, the girls, I'm not exactly remembering their names. I think Summer, Holiday, and Liberty, I think is the other one's name. In my evolved storyline, those 2 are together. They are officially dating. And then the guy, what's his name? I am not remembering his name. He is single. And I thought it would be fun to have them still live on the same lot, but in separate houses. So Summer and Liberty can live together in one small house. And then, is it Davis? I'm just not remembering his name. He lives in a separate house, like maybe next to them, and they're still like one household. I think that'd be fun. So if you do have for rent, for example, you could turn that into residential rentals, and that would be really useful and fun to just like kind of combine the packs in that way. And if not, then you can just have them as one big household living in 2 separate homes on one lot. I still feel like that would be really fun to do. So I think that's what I want to work on next. But for now, of course, we're still on this house. I'm just talking over it because, as you can probably tell, I'm just very excited about this whole base game / limited pack save file situation. It's just going to be fun for me to finally put out a save file into the world. I've been wanting to do that for years, but it's just such a humongous project to take on. But this base game only one is going to be a little bit more realistic for me personally, and I can actually stick to it and finish it, hopefully. I'm saying that now, but you know, I'm really going to try, I can promise you that. But yeah, the Spencer Kim Lewis household, like I said, I don't really know a lot about them, so I kind of tried to do a deep dive, but there also wasn't a lot to figure out. I feel like if I go online and Google them, there's going to be Sims 4 or like Sims lore websites that have a little bit more to say about them. But I couldn't figure out a lot about them. They are a pretty big household, I want to say, because we have, of course, the mom and the dad. I think their names are Eric and Alice. And they have a daughter, Olivia, who is currently a child, so she lives here. Then we have Grandma, which is Eric's mom, and Grandpa, who is Alice's dad, and they also live here. And for the storyline, I actually think it'd be kind of fun if there was some romance going between Grandma and Grandpa, or the complete opposite. Maybe they can't stand each other. Something like that would also be kind of interesting, I think, that Eric and Alice are living in the home with their parents, or one parent each, I guess, and those 2 can't stand each other, and there's going to be tea between grandpa and grandma. I think that would be really funny, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. Maybe that's fun to add still. But I haven't really done anything for their storyline so far. I just gave them makeovers, and I gave mom and dad jobs because it just made no sense to me that they didn't have jobs. I did look at their likes or like their skills a little bit. And Alice is actually good at painting. So I gave her the painting career, and I think she had the painting aspiration already. I think that's what I was feeling inspired by. I'm not exactly remembering this. But yeah, we do have Alice in the painting career, and then we have Eric, dad. He is in the programming career. I'm not exactly sure what that career is called at the moment, but he is in the career where he has to do like the programming stuff. And I think does he have the nerd brain aspiration? I'm not exactly sure. I think so. We'll go and check in a minute. But I did make sure for everything to like kind of make sense together, their likes and dislikes, their aspirations and careers, to kind of make that all fall into place so that it makes sense. So that's what I tried to do, and I think it's really fun. So this office that I'm currently working on is actually for Eric. I thought he would have a nice office here with a double desk situation. We have a picture of Bob Pancakes. I'm not exactly sure why, but it's there. I thought it fit the vibe. So that is there, and there's a couple nice bookcases, a fireplace, or no longer a fireplace, but there is a TV in there. And then my personal favorite room in this house is this sunroom extension that I added. Grandpa actually has the piano skill, and so I thought it'd be fun to add a grand piano. Of course, we only have grand pianos in the base game, not the smaller ones, unfortunately, so I had to add a grand piano. But I was actually happy about that in the end because we do have this beautiful sunroom that was just perfect to put in a grand piano. And then I also put in this easel painting moment here for Alice, of course, so she can do her painting. I also made sure to put in a creativity table for Olivia in the sunroom as well. I thought that would be so cute for Olivia and mom to just be hanging out in the sunroom together and like doing their painting or drawing. I think that would just be really, really cute. So I made sure to do that. And then of course there's a piano, like I said, for grandpa in there as well. I'm not exactly sure what grandma likes, like skill-wise. I'm not really remembering, but I did give her her own little shed in the back, of course, where she can just kind of live it up. She has her bedroom in there. I think she likes to write, but I think that's something I only found out a little bit later, unfortunately. Otherwise, I would have given her like a desk. Maybe I can still do that. Maybe I can still swap out. I think I created like a makeshift vanity in her bedroom, but I could swap that out for a desk with a computer so she can do her writing from her bedroom, something like that. That would also make sense. But for the rest, I really tried to keep an eye on the like activities and skill building items in this room as well. So I feel like there's plenty to do, which is actually nice. I also put down a microphone in the sunroom by the piano, so you can even do some singing, or I think singing came with Get Famous, didn't it? I don't think that's base game. But you can do like your comedy skill by the microphone as well. So that would make sense. You could do that in there. And then this bedroom that we're working on, the second floor of the house isn't actually that big, though we do have two pretty spacious bedrooms. So this first bedroom, of course, is for the parents, for Alice and Eric. It's very modern. I really like this blue plaster wallpaper that I'm using. I feel like that is so pretty. And I'm using these base game furniture sets. I never use this bed. I always struggle to use it, but I feel like color scheme wise, it looks really good in here. So I made sure to do that. And then they have an ensuite off of their bedroom. And then on the landing, we just have a small gym area because I did have some space there. I'm not exactly sure if any of these Sims are into working out, but I did make sure to just put a small gym equipment item on the landing because I had the space for it. And then we also have a hall bathroom off of or on the landing for mostly for Alice to use, I want to say, because her bedroom is up here as well and she doesn't have an ensuite, though she is pretty spoiled. She has this huge bedroom. She is the only child so far. I did want to make sure to put in enough rooms so that you could maybe potentially have another kid for this family. So I was thinking if you wanted to do that, you could either just fiddle around with this layout a little bit and turn this room into two. That is definitely possible. Or you could just turn it into a shared bedroom because it's so big. So you could do that as well. I did make sure to put in 2 beds here because I was thinking it would be cute for Olivia to have space in here for friends to come over and have sleepover parties. I think that would be really cute. So it's not a thing that you can do with just base game, but it is still cute to kind of, you know, pretend. So I put in 2 beds, but also to kind of show you that this could easily be a shared bedroom if you needed to. Or of course you could steal Dad's office downstairs and turn that into a bedroom. That's also a possibility. So yeah, I feel like there's endless possibilities when it comes to this space and the bedrooms in here. Well, not endless, but you know, there's definitely enough space for a kid, for like a baby. If you wanted another baby, then that's definitely something you could do. But yeah, we're pretty close to actually finishing this house. But then of course we also have the shed. So like I said, in the shed, I actually placed a bar. I thought that would be so fun. For some reason, I could just see Grandma throwing parties in her shed here. And maybe she's in some sort of club with her elderly sim friends, and they can just hang out here and play games and do some dancing and hang out by the bar and like do some swimming, hang out in the hot tub. I just feel like that would be so cute for Grandma. I don't know why. So I just turned this into a little bit of a party shed. I don't think Grandpa would really be into this type of thing. So I feel like it's definitely just Grandma and her friends. And yeah, like I said, I really wanted to make sure that there was enough to do. So I made sure to put in an activity like game table here. I also play tested this because I felt like the shed layout wise was feeling a bit cramped. I also put in a small love seat so that your Sims could hang out here with their drinks and just like talk. But I thought it felt a little bit cramped with the game table and then the love seat right there and the plant in the corner as well. But it actually ended up working out nicely, so that was good. I actually really wanted to put a dance floor in the shed, but unfortunately the base game doesn't come with a dance floor. I thought it did, but I think the dance floors were introduced with, I want to say, Get Together, because that's where we got the nightclub functionality. And then of course other packs also came with dance floors, but I think they were first introduced with Get Together. I could be wrong, but I think so. And then of course in the shed here, we also have Grandma's bedroom. I really like this soft pink color that I'm using combined with this green paneling, this soft green paneling. I just think that's so pretty. And then in this corner here, I gave her a makeshift vanity. Of course, that's not something that's functional, but it does look cute. But like I said, this was before I realized that Grandma is into writing. So I could still go through and turn this into maybe a small writing desk, though Dad actually has a double desk in his office. So you could also just plunk down an extra computer or a laptop in there, and then Grandma can hang out there in the office when Eric's at work, you know, something like that. I feel like Grandma would love to share an office with her son. I feel like that's something she would love and Eric would not really love. But I feel like that would be like a cute addition to the storyline, I want to say. So yeah, I'll have to think about if I want to swap that out or not. But then we also have the backyard, of course, and the backyard feels a little bit empty because in the base game, we don't have a lot of backyard furniture. I can use different furniture that's not necessarily for the backyard, of course. But I don't know, I also didn't really want to clutter this up too much because I feel like it would be nice if this save file in the end, if you could run this on like lower end computers or laptops as well so that it's actually usable for most players. I feel like that would be nice. So it's something that I try to keep in mind, though as you can see, the landscaping and stuff is still pretty lush and I use a lot of plants and a lot of layers and stuff like that. So, but clutter wise, I feel like it's not too bad. And then here in the backyard, item count wise, I didn't put in too many things, but I did, like I said, try to keep an eye on the activities. So we have some loungers, chess, a hot tub, stuff like that. But that's basically it. So let's jump into the game and I'll show you this build in real time. So here we have the house in the game and also the family just hanging out. Oh, look who's here. Nancy Landgrab came to say hello. She definitely needs a makeover as well. Oh, could it be that Eric likes pranks? Oh, I think that's pretty cute. I love that. Okay, yeah, we just have some storyline progression going on at the moment. So over here we have Eric hanging out with Olivia. Eric, I definitely helped him out a little bit. I really like his hair, and he still wears a lot of black because that's what he likes. And then of course we have Olivia over here as well. She's really cute. I love her little outfit. And then over here, of course, is Alice. This outfit is also gorgeous. I made sure to also give her some nail polish and stuff since we do have that in the base game these days as well. Then over here is Grandpa. I think he is so cute. I love this sim for some reason. I didn't really do a lot to change him because I already thought he was so adorable. And then of course we have Grandma. She was already hanging out by the hot tub, but it looks like she's actually watching some TV right now. But yeah, Grandma, like I said, she has the video gaming skill. That's what it was. I thought it was writing. She also has the comedy skill, so she can use the microphone in the sunroom. Oh yeah, she has writing for her likes. So I didn't really do anything for that. Anyway, let's take a look at the house. So this is the exterior. I really like the landscaping. I feel like it just makes it feel a little bit more homey. So it's pretty lush. We have a lot of trees going on. We also have a little bit of a green roof here. Lots of windows. I really like this sunroom with the glass roof. I just feel like that's really pretty. And then over here is an entrance into the backyard. So in the backyard, we have this huge pool. These people have a nice house. It's so big. In the back here is their hot tub, an area for Olivia to play, a chess table. We also have a small telescope over here. Of course, loungers on this side, a small hangout spot here, and then a table and a grill out here as well. And then over here is their gardening area. So I gave them some trees. They need some love. Someone needs to do a little bit of gardening in here. And then we also have the handiness table. I can show you Grandma's shed first now that we're here. So over here is the party / hangout shed. We have a nice bar here, a game table, a small love seat over here, and then of course also some music and a very simple bathroom. And then in here is Grandma's bedroom. Like I said, I'm loving these colors. The soft pink and the green wallpaper is just a very pretty and fresh color combination, I want to say. And then moving on to the main house, we have a neighbor saying hello, I think. So of course we have the front door over here. And as I said, I was building this on stream and someone in chat suggested I do a double fireplace moment in here to kind of separate the areas. And I thought that that was so smart. So I did that and it just looks really, really nice. So over here we have the living room set up with, of course, a fireplace and a TV and some couches, definitely enough space for everyone to hang out. And then on the other side of the fireplace, there's another fireplace, and this is where we have the 6-seater dining room. So also enough space for everyone. Some pretend storage here under the staircase. And then over on this side is the kitchen. I'm really liking these white cabinets in here. I just feel like that looks really good with the orange, like brown, terracotta colored floor. And then with the black appliances and the black window frames and stuff, I don't know, I just really like how this looks. It's a very simple kitchen, but we do have this beautiful big island in the middle to fill up the space. And off of the kitchen over here is a small bathroom. Over on this side is Grandpa's bedroom. I'm loving this dark green wallpaper in here. That is so nice. Just the darker colors overall was a nice touch in this room. So we have some browns, some greens, some blacks going on, a lot of windows, of course, and Grandpa actually has his own back door into the yard here. So that's a nice addition as well. Over here, of course, is the main door into the backyard, and over here is another small bathroom. There's definitely enough bathrooms in this house. The second floor is a little bit smaller, though we do have 2 pretty spacious bedrooms. So there is a landing here with some gym equipment, another bathroom over here, and then on this side is the parents' bedroom. I really like this room, even though it's furniture that I don't really like, but I do love the colors. This dark brown, and then with the blue wallpaper, the beige rug, and the light wood floor. There's something about it. It just works nicely. And the parents have an ensuite over here. And last but not least, of course, we have Olivia's bedroom, which is very pink and purple. She has a play corner over here, here and this huge doll house, which I feel like is so fun to have for her. And then over here is her bed, so she can sleep here and maybe also have some friends over and spend the night. But that is basically gonna do it for this build. So this modern base game home is up on the gallery. It comes in at just over 194,000 simoleons, so it's definitely expensive, but like I said, I didn't even have to cheat for money. The Spencer Kim Lewis household is just very rich, and that's of course who I built it for as well. So I built it on a 40 by 30 in the world of Willow Creek. So if you want to place it in your game, then that is where it goes. That's gonna do it for today's video. So I really hope that you enjoyed this one. You can of course go ahead and download this build off the gallery like I just showed you. My username on the gallery is Simmary Sims. You can follow me on Instagram and on TikTok if you like. My username on there is Simmary Sims as well. If you're not subscribed to my channel already, feel free to do so. And if you would like to get notified of every single time I upload a video, just click that little bell icon and you should be fine. I also live stream over on Twitch a few times a week. So if you're interested in that, go ahead and give me a follow over on twitch.tv/Simmary Sims. So I just want to say thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye!